right. Unfortunately, we are going to have to cut off the music there because we got a game to play. Got our second to last Prism game of the week as we are going to have Hanoi taking on Florida. Now, as we go to our standings here, you can see that. Hold on, give me 1 minute just to make sure I can get this info sent out. But you could see that Hanoi are already clinched, but they are trying to win to keep pace for their seeding going into the playoffs. Meanwhile, on the other end, it is on Florida trying to lock in that last playoff spot with a win here. But, of course, a bit of a tough game. Now let's real quick look back at our results. You can see mostly the high seeds winning. Houston definitely the exception to that, who dropped 3-0 to Miami, which if we jump to our scenarios, you can see did make it a bit tougher on their clinching. However, did go their way. The Wave did take down Steinhatchee, which did secure their place anyway. Now we are only looking at one team left waiting to clinch, and that is Florida, where you can see, like we've already said, since the Wave won, that does help them out, but they do still need to get the win themselves. Now 4-5 or 6-3, I think definitely underdogs here for Florida, but we'll see if they can get it done. As we can look back over to our eliminations too, you can see Kyoto already fell, and now it's just Miami and Steinhatchee. That I don't think Miami can be eliminated by game diff, but we are waiting on that. However, with checks and X's as they are, it comes down to one result here. If Florida win this, they clinch, and with no spots left, that eliminates both the Scallops and the Hurricanes. So, for Prism, if Hanoi win this, it comes down to next week. If Florida win, all 8 spots are locked up, and it just comes down to seeding. So if you want chaos, you want a Hanoi win. That also makes the top of the table more interesting. But obviously, we can reiterate that as we go. As we look over to our stats, you can see Halio and Cronus going to be your key players to watch. Averages well in favor of Hanoi. Really does just show, again, all season, Hanoi have been one of the top teams. Now, as of late, they've kind of dropped away from that, but they still want to keep themselves at pace with the best. And this is a game they need to win to do that. Now, I absolutely think they are favorites. They are favorites in this game, but we'll see if they do. We'll see if they do show up and are able to take this. So, yeah, I think it definitely comes down to that. Florida, they've been very difficult to rate, as we've said. They, for most of the season, have sat towards that 10. At one point, they jumped up to 4. Generally, and recently, they've been at 8. And so we'll see. And for this game, which, again, is very important for the Prism landscape, I am not going to be going it alone. With me here in the call, we do have Couch. How are you looking at this game?
Hanoi needs to bounce back after a loss late in the season to try to keep that, top 4 going. Florida, they really need it.
Yeah.
Like, they really need to get a win to get to the playoffs. The roster's capable of it too.
Yeah.
We've seen them have some good games this season. Today needs to be a day they win.
I think, personally, I am simply penciling in Florida should be that 8th team. Like you see pointed out in the chat, they do play Kyoto next week, but there's a difference between making the playoffs and having an impact in the playoffs. And I think this is going to be a lot of confidence that if they win this, that is one of the top teams that they then feel like they might have a chance at something. If they drop this, then it really feels they might make the playoffs, but I don't know how far they can go.
It's also, they win out. They're sitting at 6-5.
They clinch if they win. If they win next week.
But if they win out for the rest of the season, they're sitting at 6-5.
Yes.
That could jump them up from being that 8th team to
They could
6th.
get 6th, I think.
Yeah. And, I
Mm.
mean...
Yeah. They need Houston to win next week, and then if they win. So they can get 6, I think.
Yeah. And I think... I mean, it is still tough because if it were to end right now, you're playing Lincoln. If it were to end right now and they're sitting at that 6th spot, they're playing OKC. They did sweep them, but that was a viceless team. So you don't want to pick your playoff matchups, but there's definitely some better than others.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe 6th seed looks a little better than being that 8th seed going off against Lincoln.
Yeah, so they definitely want this win, not only for confidence, but also for seeding, to try to avoid it a little bit. Although realistically, you play any of those top 5, it's not looking great. So I think, again, confidence. You win this is one of those top teams. Hey, Tiger, we're waiting on a team here. You know? I'd start the game, but we're missing 3 players. So that makes it kind of tough.
I think that happened to me last night. I just didn't say anything. I'm like, nothing I can do, but I'm not going to say anything.
I mean, it is waiting. Yeah, I don't... They're online on Discord, at least.
They are not in team call.
I'm messaging about that to make sure. But yeah, should we look back at our week results quickly while we wait?
Sure, as long as you don't go to Pixel.
We don't gotta do that. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't go to Pixel.
When we talked about it, problem, Kellen. I don't think I can. I don't think Hanoi are gonna forfeit, unfortunately.
RNVC now.
Okay. And yeah, Samu was online, so I'm guessing they'll get in. But yeah, I mean, looking at it, you can see, for the most part, favorites have done their thing. Houston, we don't got to talk about. Houston have had a tough go of things, as we do have everyone in. Okay. But for the most part, favorites have won. We'll see if that trend keeps up, though.
Yeah. You know, maybe the other Florida team comes out swinging like Miami did.
Stenhatchee didn't, but they lost to another Florida team.
Yeah, I did.
So maybe it's just Florida's week.
Yeah. I did forget there were 4 Florida teams.
As we do load in game number 1 here, of course, Hanoi in their purple, Florida in orange. We got Barrow back tonight. Hoping for a good series. Scythe dropping down this with this one. Nerd Justin able to pick it up. Of course, I believe this is series number 2 for Nerd Justin, trying to have a bit of a better week. And definitely a better opponent to be playing. As Scythe tries to get it to the back wall. Blocked to the side by Nels. Earlier on the outside. Cronus trying to pop it back. It'll be Samu to jump up. Nerd already up for it. Does get a touchdown. Now that's over Cronus. This will get awkward. Halio tried for the dunk. Inches away.
So much pressure right now.
Yeah.
It looks like Florida may have a chance to break out.
Nope. Dunked right back.
I mean, Halio just sent it right back. And that's something they've struggled with
Big bump
all season.
Yeah. And I think that's really the identity of this Hydras team. I mean, Panda, of course, went through, look at shots conceded, all of that. And there's a great save by Halio. And you did see that, obviously, it wasn't the least. OKC did have less, but Hanoi just had less shots conceded than a lot of other teams. And their shot-to-goal ratio wasn't great. But, I mean, if you get pressure, if you just outspeed them, not a whole lot they can do in terms of scoring on you. And that has been the main thing. Halio has been this Hanoi roster, and so it really is a question, what impact can he have? Can he take over the lobby? This one centered out around. Scythe trying to get it out, but dunked up by Nels. Samu trying for a 50. Awkward for Cronus. He can only go to the corner. Should be a window. Bit of a miss by Halio, but Scythe able to clean it up. Now Halio playing lead blocker, looking for a bump. Won't find any. Samu has to save. Now Nerd Justin left alone. Yeah. There's a shot. There's a goal. Samu gets the Ospreys on the board.
Nerd just pushed up way too far right there. You
I
got
think
Halio lead blocking for Scythe.
just a little bit
Let's,
too
yeah,
optimistic in general.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, at Halio, it was definitely a bold bump attempt jumping up early ahead of it. Shooters trying to shoot, and then they're Justin definitely just too far forward. So now as we cross 3 minutes, it is Florida with the lead here. Of course, Florida taking off a... hold on. Scythe scores. It's a tie game. That's one just a little bit too patient. Tries to catch. Not the catch he wanted. Can't spin around, and Scythe already there. Just a great dunk to tie the game.
He needs to switch to one of them 0-turn cars. Would have made that a lot easier.
Yeah. But as I was saying, Florida are coming off a sweep over OKC. Of course, that, at least a sweep, definitely the result of a one-day coming through, but that's at least a little bit of confidence. As they did lead early on here, but it has been taken away.
I will agree with you on the confidence, because regardless, one day or not, you're taking on one of the top 2, one of the top 3 teams in the league, and you don't let them take a game.
Yeah.
It always feels good. A sweep just feels good no matter what. At the end of the day,
Definitely.
a sweep is a sweep. A win is a win. Get
Yeah.
them where you can.
No matter who you play. I mean, even if you come in as the heaviest favorites, if you can actually get that sweep, that just shows played your game plan, were able to control the series, you know, didn't have to worry about it, didn't give anything up to them. So that definitely is confidence. Is hold on, Nels. That's one just wide. Cronus, though, moving in, tries again. Popped away off Cronus. Now Scythe looking for a redirect, taps it forward. Samu should win this race. Plays it out off the side, but that's a giveaway. Or Justin will take it. Now Nels, though, back the other way a bit. Stuck at the midfield here. Cronus should have a chance to pick it up. He'll go to the ceiling. He'll wait behind it. Fakes it down low. But 2 goalies, they make the save. And Halio will break out. No, Nels left alone.
Nels gets the
Good touch there. Able to beat all 3, really. Scythe a reset back, but low boost on him. There's 1 touch away. They're Justin now able to win that 50. Scythe under it, pops it up, right back down. Now that one pinches. That should favor Florida. Nels already in the air. Cronus. Right off the corner again. Now a big pinch across. This one dropping down. Shot just wide. Slate drives by that. They're Justin. Trying to bring it down. And it bounces down again, so it feels like a lot of pinball. And it really has been a while since we've scored, but this is also probably the most play we've seen in Hanoi's half. Florida able to get some good pressure going, but can actually convert it to a goal.
First minute of the game, Hanoi living on Florida's net. Now Florida had the lead, got taken away. Now they're trying to...
There you go.
Yeah?
Bit of a gift, but you take it.
Look, you take whatever you can.
Cronus bangs it up.
Win.
Halio drops it down. A bit of pinball off Nerd Justin. It just got so awkward for Hanoi, and Cronus just there to take advantage, and it's 2-1.
One thing both of these teams have done very well this game is while they have that pressure on the offensive side, they are taking the boost away from the defense.
Absolutely.
And making them keep rotations tight to make the save, or like we just saw, it gets a little awkward and they concede a goal.
Time, though, running short. Still that lead. Now this one in the wrong half. It's just dropping. Kept up for a moment. Samu now going to try to center it. Pinches it down. Still dropping. Scythe trying to keep it up, but now it falls to the ground, and the Ospreys do take game 1.
Seems the momentum has continued into week 10 from week 9 for the Ospreys. Good amount of shots
Absolutely.
coming out of them too.
Outshooting by 3.
And then just matching them in saves. And I mean, that is the difference in the game. Couple more shots, keep the saves the same, and there you go. You get that 1 extra goal to give yourself the win.
Yeah, I mean, early on, like we said at the very beginning, it was a lot of Hydras pressure, but really it felt like after that, it was very even, and Florida did get some good moments of pressure, obviously outshooting them in the end, and then able to take advantage of that mistake. to put that 1 goal ahead. So
I feel like it's dumb to say. I don't care. If there wasn't consistent offensive pressure, it was a lot of midfield play.
yeah. It definitely, there were a lot of moments where it felt like just kind of pinging it back and forth, trying to do something, getting dunked, just really playing around the nets instead of towards them. But that really, all that means is Samu going to get the first goal. He doesn't care about momentum. He just wants the goal to go through. 2 seconds, all it takes. Nels wins it. Samu shoots it. It goes straight through. And it's 1-0 Ospreys again.
It's a beautiful kickoff. Nels wins it. The hard cheats are coming out. It's Prism. There's going to be hard cheats. Just gets that right little roll to the right past Halio.
Good save.
All right.
Samu bails out his teammate there. Anyway, continue.
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
It came right at the end of the point.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Perfect placement.
I mean, I was really getting ready to say, with the way that last game panned out, it really felt like either team could win this game. It didn't feel like one team really dominated the other, or like the play styles were clashing. And so I just really needed to see how this game went. And obviously, perfect start for Florida. Before I can even say it, they get that goal on the board that really cements their momentum and pushes themselves ahead. As Nell's trying to play the 50 here. They'll get dropped wide. Now off the corner again. Halio not able to get it. Scythe playing it forward. Cronus up to the ceiling. It'll drop back down. He's already up. Play to the backboard. Nell's looking to follow, but it's a great touch by Halio. Still Samu's there, but another save by Nerd Justin. Back past to Cronus. That one's off target. Now Halio already up again. Just puts it on, but Nell picks it wide. Nerd Justin up into the corner. Bang off the back wall. Dropping down. Halio there. Dunked to the side by Samu. Cronus trying to spin around. Nels is already back. Now Justin goes over it. Cronus still control. Might fake. Nels moving in, but Halio stays behind it and makes the play.
It's great patience by Halio. We already know he's a tremendous player. He's one of the fastest that we have in this league. But the times that he can slow it down and be patient like that, it just shows why he's steps above a lot of the players.
It feels like he is the fastest in the league, but he doesn't use that to always ball chase on offense. He uses that to be everywhere on the field. Yes. Where he'll make the big offensive plays, he'll make dribbles, whatever, but he's also there every time you go for a play. Although, hold on, there, Justin left alone, can't make the read. That's going to get burned every time. Cronus doubles the Florida lead.
Just a great setup here by Nels. I mean,
that's just too aggressive. Scythe landing downfield from his challenge. Halio going down to that same corner to get the boost. Leaves a 3v1. And Florida, as you say, play it perfectly. Putting the high double to force an awkward read. And then having the player there to follow it up. And just punishing the mistake allows the Ospreys to take a multi-goal lead. Although we do still have about half the game to go here. Now centered around. Cronus going to slow it down. Scythe able to pop it up. Samu just trying to air dribble it out. Buys a lot of time. Makes 2 jump. Fakes under both. Halio recovers well, but now he misses the boost. That'll really limit his clear here. Just has to drop and leave it. Scythe trying to get it forward, and a bit misplayed by the Florida defense for a moment. Forces Cronus back to his corner, although he breaks out again.
Thought Cronus was going to have a big pop there, and then I see Nels coming off the wall. He can't turn and make the challenge.
Good center. Good clear. Yeah, it really felt like they kind of all pushed up too forward and were forced to shadow it instead of being able to jump in immediately, although that's a great touch that'll force another save by Nerd Justin. Florida really swarming them this game. Nels now goes high. It's Nerd Justin to pinch to the side, but Cronus will be there. He'll get it to the back wall again. It'll bounce up. Scythe has time. He'll try to slow it down. Cronus timing across. Goes over it. Nels goes past it. Does force a 50. Samu now steals the boost. Can't get a touch, but that one's right at Cronus, and he'll get a long clear. Nels already up, of course. Does get a dunk down. Cronus, though, goes under it. Should give some space to the Hydras. There's a pass to Halio. Big shot. It's a little wide, and a good touch by Samu. Denies the follow-up shot. Now Justin trying to center it again. Cronus gets it out to the left side. Now up in the air, sight, control, slowing it down, reset, but too slow, saved by Cronus. Halio up next, crossbar, Justin right through, 1-goal game.
Saw all the pressure coming out of Florida. Now they get a big pass mid to Halio, hits it off the back wall. Samu does get a good touch, but then Hanoi takes over. They keep all that pressure in front of the net, and that's just the outcome.
It feels like Florida have been swarming all game, but Hanoi mashed about a game's worth of pressure on that one play, sending everyone in, everyone within that box. Sometimes you'll get beat by that, but that time they all managed to get a good shot, and eventually it did go their way. Still, though, only 40 seconds to go. Absolutely. I mean, we've seen a couple times teams get scored on by overcommits here, and that very easily could have been another one, but as long as it works, they are now back within 1. Although 30 seconds to go, they do still need another goal here. Halio up to the ceiling, drops it right back down onto Justin's bumper. He'll take control, but can't get the dunk. Halio now trying to set up sight, but Nels is already on it. Now into the corner, Halio around the outside, sight diving in, popped to the side by Samu. Halio centers, Cronus clears, Nels demos. That forces them all the way back as the clock will strike 0. They need to go full field, and it can't touch the floor. Halio up to the ceiling, running low on boost. Nels takes it away. Still, it's up in the air, though, to the backboard. This one dropping. Sight keeps it alive. There's a big bump. Low boost on everyone. Nels high in the air. No one covering the net. Halio brings it down. The dribble saved by Cronus. And there's a 50 that will ice it.
That was phenomenal by Florida in the final seconds there. I really thought when I saw Nels and Samu go for that double commit up high, both low boost, Cronus wasn't going to get back. Sure enough, comes in off the backboard, gets the flick out. 2-game lead for the Florida Ospreys.
Yeah. And I mean, we have seen reverse sweeps this season, obviously. Think Lincoln, Houston last week. But this just is so much momentum. This game, in general, felt so much better controlled by Florida. Now, there were moments like the very end there where there is panic where 2 go. But even then, the third, able to get back, able to make the play, and able to save the team. It felt like that goal we saw come through from Hanoi really was their only bout of pressure from the whole game.
Speaking of the reverse sweeps, though, I look in chat and I see a 8-bit bacon fuel. He knows a thing or two about that. Not even
true.
24 hours since his.
I was thinking Prism, but I did forget that Luxor did reverse sweep New Mexico just last night. So obviously not going to happen all of the time. Realistically, not going to happen most of the time, but it does happen, and we have seen it. And
so you're saying there's a chance?
There absolutely is. But we need to see Hanoi both settle it down and also get more pressure. You know, a couple times we've seen everyone push forward and they get scored on for it. But also, if they spend all of the game in defense, we've seen that's not how they're winning games. I mean, we called it out earlier. Their shot-to-goal ratio is not great, but they don't give up many shots, so they need to get more control of this. And Justin, that's a good must-see. So I have to play it off the back wall. Nels is awkward, but Halio, tough angle, can't find a shot. Nels big 50, but it falls to Justin. Low boost, he'll go up, he'll get the reset. A bit of a wave dash on the ball. Still can't win it forward. That's a good 50 by sight, though. Although well played by Samu to get it away. Now dropping down out to Nels. Halio up to the ceiling. Justin already in the air. Drop down top left, but Cronus reacts in time. Nels gets another 50. Now Samu gonna get another clear away. Much better start so far, though, I have to say.
I didn't think the ball was going to get off of Ospreys half until the goal went in.
And it really wasn't out for long. This might be better, though. Cronus going to get more time. He will be able to work it forward. Out to Justin. He'll drop to Halio. Nels able to get in the way, though. Cronus going. There's no one in the net, and it's a Florida lead again. Once again, they overcommit This time, as they're trying to start new pressure, they all are up at the midfield line, and Cronus smacks it right by him. I mean, it feels like that is the most dangerous time, but you just can't do that. They spend the first minute of the game entirely in the orange half. Let's hold on. Nels might have another. Samu doesn't steal it, but it is 2-0 Florida.
I hate to say it, because I really wanted to see Nerd Justin play in some Prism games this season. But Hanoi just hasn't looked like the same team since dropping 6-4.
I think it's a bit of play style. Nerd Justin is a good player, does have the mechanics, as we've seen, but 6-4 really was that more passive player that she could sit back and kind of let them play. You saw multiple times that the leaderboard, she would have like 100, Hallie would have like 900, and then Scythe somewhere in between. And so it could come down to that.
She was a glue player.
Absolutely. Obviously not making the all-star list, but she allowed her teammates to shine. And their Justin so far has kind of struggled to fit that mold. This one's off the back wall, double misread. I mean, again, it's just felt like too much aggression. That Florida, in like especially the last game, did earn their pressure, but this game, 2 goals, neither one off offensive pressure. This one bounces out, Cronus light shot, Scythe will make a save. Halio trying to run onto it, will just take an early shot, but it's wide, and Nels is there to parry it to the side. Halio now will recenter, but Samu's there. Layers of defense versus 1 layer of offense, and it immediately gets cleared away again. Another Justin trying to air dribble out, gets another reset forward. Scythe now runs onto it, off the corner. Halio there, but that is the problem right there. It's not going to turn into an immediate goal, but it is one eventually. 3-0. I mean, that is the problem. Obviously, it looks like a decent play if it works, but as soon as it doesn't, Justin air dribbles forward, Scythe all the way in the corner to pop it out, Halio all the way forward to try to shoot it. All 3 players commit to try to get a shot, and that is what is going to get you punished. Now, obviously, at the beginning of games 1 and 3, we have seen good moments of pressure, but even then, they haven't really been able to convert on those moments, and it just feels like as soon as Florida get a clear, it gives the opportunity for the flip to come through and overcommit, and yet another goal. 4-0 Ospreys.
I'm just looking at the boost total for Hanoi the entire time they've been on this defensive effort. Nobody's gone up above quarter of a tank. And that makes it so hard to get any meaningful clears to give yourself a chance to breathe.
Absolutely. And again, it's the problem that it just gets desperate that we've seen with this team. It feels like as soon as they see a glimmer of being able to push forward, all 3 players jump at it. Nice hold on, Samu. Trying to get a bit creative. Does manage to clear it out himself. Now Scythe trying to center her. Justin turns. Good shot. Right at Nels. He'll make the save. Cronus a good pop. That'll beat the next player. Good bump on Samu as well, but Nels is there. Florida clear it out. 1 minute to go. Really not looking good for the Hydras. This one's feed forward again. Nels trying to get it away. Nerd Justin brings it down. Passes it out to the side. Samu dunks it out. Now Scythe trying to bring it down. This one pinched back again. Nels trying to stay with it. Now Talio. Shown for the must-see. Not able to get there. Scythe up off the left side. Not able to reach that either. Nerd Justin up into the corner. Nels waiting. He'll get over him. Pop the cross. Ice in the air. Reset off the crossbar. Halio's there, but Nels recovers. Once again, it feels like all 3 are needed to make a play, and it just takes too long. Florida recover. They make the save. They keep their net clean, and it's looking like we're gonna have a clean sweep. 15 seconds to go. Still a 4-goal advantage, and the Florida Ospreys are looking like they're headed to the playoffs for a 2nd season in a row.
Steinhatchee is now eliminated too.
Miami
correct?
Also now eliminated. All 8 spots locked in, and Florida a little bit less to worry about. as they head against Kyoto for that last team. That last week, I should say.
Seeding is gonna be crazy.
Absolutely. This does now kill the chaos of teams trying to clinch, but it does leave that open for teams trying to lock in their spot at all or trying to get their position. So we'll see. It'll be an interesting week. Meanwhile, for Hanoi, you really just got to bounce back. I mean, you play Round Rock next week. It feels like that has to be one you win.
I was about to say, it's a good final week for Hanoi to get a win, get a little bit of momentum going in.
Absolutely. And we are going to have an interview. Second time I've seen it that I did get a yes before I even asked about one. And so they know I DM, and so at this point, multiple teams, they just kind of message me yes to confirm before I even have to ask. So, we
I must say,
that.
I try to get it in.
Yeah, but anyway, we are going to have an interview, so we'll be back in just one moment. We are back with Florida. Yet another sweep. How does it feel to be in the playoffs?
Fucking amazing, bro.
First of all, nice.
Hey, coach. It feels good. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a sweep here. It feels so amazing. But I do understand that they lost their third, right, 6-0 like a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is their second week with Nerd Justin.
Yeah, solid player. I don't think like he hurts them in any way. But a sweep was not on my mind here.
Yeah, I can't lie, it wasn't on mine either.
Definitely a bit of a surprise. Do you think it was more you guys taking advantage of their mistakes or just kind of outplaying them, shutting them down?
Mistakes for sure. I kind of not really studied Verm, but like I make it a point to like try to play against him, and I don't know, me playing like a little bit too safe at times might have hurt us, but also like just helped me stay composed. He's a strong player. But yeah, the mistakes that they made like within each other just let us capitalize so easily.
Absolutely. And I do gotta ask, obviously, hard to predict. Well, first I'll ask, you guys do play Kyoto next week. You feeling confident for that? Matters a little
7,000%.
Fair enough.
Does it not matter for seeding?
It does, but now it's not for your playoff life. So no matter what you're in, but obviously seeding is a factor. And I'm gonna ask, obviously, if you win that, you could be 6 or 7. If you lose, you're probably 8. But still a lot to be determined. But if you had to predict, who do you think you'll play, and who do you want to play for the first round?
For first round, I think we're gonna play Nightmare. You guys, kind of don't want to play Sentinels, and I want to play Phantoms with their actual team because we didn't get to play with them having voice.
You already lost, Samu. Never say who you do and don't want to play. You say, I'm ready to play whoever we go up against.
I am ready. I never said I wasn't ready.
You got to pick
but
one.
But we all have our wants.
Now, what you don't do is chant that you want them. Then it's so over already. Like, you don't challenge them, but, you know.
We want Phantoms.
Yeah, you don't do that.
I think it was a pretty good showing tonight.
Absolutely.
Because Doggo did touch on it. I believe he did. There was a good bit of pressure on y'all at some points around y'all's net, but y'all kept the rotations very good. Y'all kept the boost stocked just enough to make a clear, get the ball out, give yourself a chance to breathe, or go straight down and score. And I know that adds a lot of confidence in your play going forward, knowing you can handle the pressure thrown at you in what is about to become the most pressured games you've played in the playoffs.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Honestly, like going into this, I was probably more confident than I should have been. I don't know, saying about Cronus in our warm up games. He was locked in, and Verm being his duo, I think like he was just ready to step up to the plate and really show that he's better. You know.
Was that your duo for the twos tourney in the offseason?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I do remember us talking about that one of the first times I interviewed y'all, and I forgot. So you get a little one up on him.
A little one up on him, yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, I do wish you luck in the playoffs and next week, of course. But congratulations on your win. Yet another big one. And we'll see how you do next week.
Appreciate
Yeah. Thanks for casting.
it.
GG's, guys.
All right. Well, definitely not the result I expected, but this is
No.
a strong looking Ospreys, honestly. I still think against all the top teams will be an uphill climb for them, but this looks like a roster who can at least begin that climb and cannot be overlooked.
Yeah, and consistency is, I mean, you've seen it. It's very hard to keep that level of consistency
And we
week
haven't
in and
seen it
week
from this
out.
team, so we'll see.
Yeah, it was a great showing. It showed that they can go up against those top teams and win. They just have to consistently do that, and it's gonna be you're locked in for playoffs. It's phenomenal. Now you worry about seeding. You play Kyoto next week.
I
It's
think this
it's
is
like 2 off weeks, and I hate saying that.
yeah. I mean, Kyoto are a team who will make you play well, though.
Yes.
Obviously, my team facing this week, they are a slower team, kind of the inverse of Hydras, but they can play well on defense, and they will eventually take advantage of mistakes. So it is one they should win, and I would almost say it is probably near perfect last week for them. Because at this point, like
Oh,
we said,
okay.
against OKC was a win where you can say the one day, but it was a good sweep. That's a bit of confidence. Now they take down Hanoi. That's a lot of confidence against a at least former top team with their full roster. Now you go into Kyoto, obviously not your toughest opponent, but that could allow you to maximize your seeding while continuing your momentum. That even if you have a little bit of an off week, you should still be able to win it, and you should be in a good headspace going into playoffs.
Yeah, and again, I apologize for saying what I said, but it you did also touch on earlier in the game that, even if you are the clear outright favorite, you still have to go out there and do it. And if you go out there and do what you're supposed to do, that can also give you confidence.
Yes. So you're not wrong. It's definitely a change of pace that could hurt them. But realistically, especially with the All-Star break after that, then they have that time to reset. That it's not as bad of a shock. That they aren't going to like play Kyoto on Sunday and then have to play OKC on Monday. There is a
Yeah.
little bit of that break for them, and they can really run with that momentum if they get that win.
Speaking of which, that single week break between regular season and playoffs, the All-Star break. Everybody who is still listening, stay tuned. In a couple of days, some big news for everyone in this community to be looking out for.
Absolutely. We are getting towards that All-Star break. Got to start preparing. Should be fun, but of course, like Cow said, stay tuned. Won't be too long before you get that.
Not just a couple days.
It's a couple days.
But get the idea in everybody's head, let them know. Be on the lookout.
But before that, of course, still got the regular season continuing. We still got week 10 to finish off. Prism won't finish their week 10 until Sunday, but there is still one more game tonight. Boston are going to take on Inchin in just over an hour. It'll be Koa streaming that one. We'll be live back on this channel again in about an hour, so you don't want to miss that. Should be a fun game. Finishing out Pixels week, some playoff, or at least seeding implications on the line for that one. Should be fun.